Today's broadcast is produced entirely by the students at Southeast High School in partnership with Kaiser University.
Hello, and welcome to The Right Direction. Our program highlights what's happening in and around Southeast High School. I'm Devon.
And I'm Chloe. Everything you'll see on The Right Direction is produced entirely by the students of the Career Television Program of Southeast High School, also known as SETV.
With us today are two outstanding organizations in Southeast High School. First, members of the academic team will join us and talk about how they prepare for their academic season.
Then we'll be joined by the members of Future Farmers of America organization, who will discuss how their club competitions help benefit others.
We'll have all of that and so much more coming right up.
And remember, when you set your compass to Southeast,
You're headed in
the right direction.
Garbage on our campus is literally the worst.
Southeast High School is filled with incredible organizations and talented students that strive to make a difference in the world. Some of these clubs are particularly known for their involvement with the school and the local community. Future Farmers of America, or FFA, is one of these clubs. To give us a glimpse into what FFA is and what they do, we have three of their members here to talk with us. First, we have Emma. She is currently a 3-year veteran of the club and the president of FFA. She aspires to be a veterinarian, and she believes that FFA can help her achieve that goal with the animal knowledge and public speaking skills that she has gained. Next, we have Nan. Nan is a sophomore and the organization's secretary. She hopes to pursue agriculture education, and she believes that FFA will help her succeed in the future. Lastly, we have Maya, who is a freshman. She's undecided in a career path, but she would like to work with animals in the future. Hello and welcome to The Right Direction.
Thanks for having us.
So, can you explain to me what FFA is?
Well, FFA is a national organization that focuses on promoting an interest in agriculture through competitive events and leadership development events.
That's really awesome. And can you explain to me how FFA does this? Do you do competitions?
We do something called CDEs, which are career development events. There are different ones depending on which field you want to go into.
Okay, that's really interesting. And are there any competitions that the club participates in?
Yeah, the competitions range from veterinary assisting to livestock and sciences.
Oh, that's really interesting. Thank you. And have you ever won any of these events?
Well, we have had some of our members place in speaking events, Nan recently placed 3rd in our public speaking event.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Our land judging team has, for the past, I believe, 4 years, placed 1st at the county competition. And our veterinary science team placed 6th last year, and our goal is to be in the top 5.
All right. And what are some of your guys' favorite events?
I do land judging as well as forestry, which we go out to an actual forest preserve and we measure the trees and do stuff based on that.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I do veterinary assisting and show team, and my favorite one is show team because we get to actually be out there with the animals and handle them, which is pretty cool.
Sounds like fun.
Mm-hmm. My favorite events, I'm also on the veterinary assisting team and the show team, and that's my 3rd year doing both of those. I'm on the environmental science team, and I'm going to be doing job interview next semester. And for the livestock show team, that's one of my favorite events also. because I actually own my own heifer where I keep at a different school and I have to take care of her daily, and I'm showing her at the county and state fair, and I also show school cows.
Can you explain for some of the viewers what a heifer is?
Yes, a heifer is a female cow that has not had a calf.
Okay, thank you. That's
So-
really interesting. And how do you prepare for some of your events?
It depends what event it is, but usually we have practices during the week of school. We make sure that all of our the members that are doing the competitions are able to go to those practices, and we assign days of the week to do it.
That's really cool. And what do you do on your competition days? Like, do you have a particular routine that you have to do, or?
Well, it really depends on the competition. Like for our veterinary assisting team, we have to get up really early and drive over to where it is, which is usually in Plant City. And then we generally practice on the way up there and practice until the competition starts. But for livestock show team, we're there basically the whole week before taking care of our animals. We groom them multiple times the day of the show. And we have to blow dry them right before they go into the show ring, and we have to practice in the actual ring.
That's really cool. And how do you think some of these events have helped you prepare for the real world?
Well, personally for me, I want to be a veterinarian, so the animal experience I've gained from these events will be really helpful when I'm applying to colleges and actually in veterinary school. Like the livestock show team gives me hands-on skills, and then the veterinary assisting team helps me gain a lot of practical veterinary knowledge. And also from the other events, I've gained just public speaking and leadership skills in general, which will help me no matter what profession I go into.
All right. And why did each of you guys join?
I personally joined. I didn't really know what FFA was my freshman year. I just joined because I found out you could show cows, and I was like, that sounds fun. But once I got into it, I saw all the other opportunities in it besides just showing cows. And then I decided to apply for an officer position, and I got to go to conventions and conferences both in-state and out of state. But in the beginning, it was just for the animal experience.
How about you, Anand?
My brother actually introduced it to me because he was in it his freshman year. So I was kind of forced into it at first, but I ended up really liking the way that things were run and learning new stuff about agriculture.
And you?
I joined FFA because they didn't offer it at my middle school, and I had friends who went to different schools that had it, and it just seemed like a really great organization that I wanted to be a part of. So as soon as I got into high school, I wanted to join it.
That's really cool. And how can someone that's interested in FFA maybe join?
Well, in the beginning of the year, we have our first membership meetings and activity periods, but membership is open throughout the year, but some competitions have already started, so you're more limited in what you can do if you join later in the year. And so to join, you do have to be in an agriculture class, but you have a 1 year period where you don't have to be, but you do have to join the next year if you want to continue in the club. So you have to be in an agriculture class or talk to Mr. Buckley, which is our advisor, and then just go to the meetings and fill a membership application.
Do you know what some of the events are that if you were to join now, starting in second semester, that you could join?
Mm-hmm. Well, we have our veterinary assisting. Our preliminary exam is in end of February, and we have a lot of events later in the year, like aquaculture, horse judging, livestock evaluation, job interview, and vegetable judging.
Thank you guys so much for being here with me today.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks.
It's a pleasure.
Don't go away. We'll be right back with much more you won't want to miss, right after this very important public service announcement.
Every day, millions of animals wait in shelters. They are scared, lonely. They just want to be free. They want a forever home. But unfortunately, 2.7 million companion animals are killed in shelters every year. Their only crime? Not being loved. You can help them. By adopting a shelter animal, you'll be giving them a forever home, a second chance, a new love. Don't breed or buy while the homeless die. Adopt, don't shop.
Southeast is well known for its Technology Student Association, its Key Club, and of course the television production program. However, there is one club on campus that doesn't get as much recognition as the others. Gabrielle Francois and Melissa Cruz took out our SETV cameras to show you just how much of an impact our Humans for Human organization has.
Humans for Humans is a service organization found only at Southeast High School. Ran entirely by the students, the club's primary goal is to help other people.
This club is run completely by the students. They are an amazing group of students that just their hearts are just wanting to help people. That's what they're all about. Their whole goal and purpose is helping other people, and they do amazing things every day to help anyone and everyone around them.
Humans for Humans meets every Wednesday after school, where they discuss future and past events. Different from other clubs, Humans for Humans do more hands-on activities that benefit the community as well as help other clubs with their events.
Instead of doing broad community service events, we like to do things that are hands-on, like volunteering at the food bank. We're going to get involved in helping at the soup kitchen and things that will directly benefit people in the community.
Humans for Humans is a great club for students to join if they want to volunteer and have fun. This organization holds a wide array of benefits and opportunities for students by allowing them to access different groups through one club.
People should join because it's a good way to get CAS hours if you're an IB. It's a good way to get service hours for graduation and scholarships. It's a good way to give back to the community. It's an outreach program. It allows you to access groups that you wouldn't normally be able to access.
As you can see, Humans for Humans is a unique and service-oriented club. I'm Gabrielle Francois for Southeast High School and SETV.
Did you know that almost 4 million children actively participate in martial arts across the country? A little closer to home, one of the studios works diligently to instill its students with discipline, passion, and integrity. Abrielle Leader took our SETV cameras out to show you how this small studio has had a much larger impact on our community.
Out of the numerous sports participated in around the world, one of the most popular is martial arts. From jiu-jitsu to taekwondo, there are several styles of the sport in which people of all ages can become involved. In fact, schools teaching these styles can be found at nearly every other street corner. Only a select few instruct their students on mixed-style martial arts, which is a combination of several styles. One of these schools, found just off University in the midst of Lakewood Ranch, Florida, is Mingwu Martial Arts. From the outside, it may not seem very remarkable. A neon sign advertises karate, and posters of skilled students hang in the clear glass windows. But once inside and on the mat, it's clear that there's something special that makes this place stand out from the rest. Mingwu Martial Arts, whose name translates to Path of the Enlightened Warrior, was founded in 2009 by Sigung Jesse V, who runs both schools and teaches his students the ways of martial arts. Students who attend are able to learn techniques from various martial arts styles and improve both their self-respect and discipline.
I learned martial art from different styles when I was little back home. I started with Kung Fu, and then started with Taekwondo, and then Shotokan. And then when I came here, I studied Korean art, and then Hwarangdo, and then with all the research and other art I borrowed. So I put them all together, my experience, to put a syllabus together, and we call it Mingwu. So you see many different art from many different materials, many different styles. And then that will change too. When certain technique that we tried and not worked with, take it out, we take something new, we put it in, and just continue changing.
People of all ages may practice this style, including those with special needs. Students are separated into classes based on their age group. 3 to 4-year-olds are known as Tiny Tigers, 5 to 7-year-olds are known as Ninja Tigers, 8 to 11-year-olds are known as Little Tigers, 11 to 14-year-olds are known as Young Tigers, and 14-year-olds and up are considered adults. Every student starts out as a white belt and may, through attending classes and practicing, move through the ranks to red belt and eventually earn a black belt. From there, students can continue to practice to become instructors or sifus. During classes, students are led by instructors in a warm-up and then taught self-defense techniques that can allow them to progress towards earning their next belt.
We practice our forms, basics, hand techniques, weapons, rolling, different hand drills, and a lot of other things.
Once they are ready, students participate in a testing where they must demonstrate their skills. If they are successful, they are awarded their next belt at the following belt ceremony. Despite their goals to obtain the next belt, Students primarily attend to improve their physical abilities and to learn how to defend themselves.
Mingwu has probably helped me to be more respectful, disciplined, and more flexible. Since I'm getting older, I have to stretch a lot more than I did when I was younger, so it keeps me flexible. Once I started doing some kicks and I stretched out, I can do a full split again.
Although punching and kicking are essential components of martial arts, Mingwu seeks to benefit students mentally through teachings of humility, faith, charity, readiness, honor, kindness, strength, trust, and unity.
Students can learn a lot from in Mingwu. Besides self-defense, punching, kicking, defend themselves, but learn to better themselves, respect others, self-respect, to be able to have confidence. Basically, it's to use martial art to help others.
Students are taught to be disciplined and respectful to those around them, especially their parents and instructors. One of the ways that students are expected to demonstrate their respect is by bowing. Learning how to bow properly is one of the first lessons that each new student receives. When bowing, one makes a fist in one hand to represent mind and leaves the other hand open to represent body, touching them together to represent spirit. This gesture is made towards Sigong and the other instructors at the beginning of each class and before other practices to demonstrate respect. There are several benefits that can come from being a student at Mingwu. Through practicing, students can become stronger in body, mind, and spirit. Mingwu provides a place for students to interact with others by making new friends and working side by side with instructors to learn new techniques. Parents of students each have different reasons for entering their children into Mingwu, but all see the immediate benefits it has on them.
My oldest, Billy, started to get some confidence, self-defense, because he was being also picked on at school, so he needed a little confidence going. And then Tommy started about a month after because watching his big brother, he was very into it. Billy has really gotten a lot of confidence in himself and how to handle himself around other people. Tommy, my wild one, he has just matured and grown.
Students can attend any martial arts school and advance their physical and mental skills. However, Mingwu is about more than just these abilities. It is about unity, respect, fun, and family. Every Mingwu student feels a connection with Sigong, the Sifus, the instructors, and their fellow students. There may be many reasons for which people choose to become students at Mingwu, but one thing is certain. Everyone who joins becomes included as a member of the Mingwu family.
I explained it to my grandparents a little like this. It's kind of like Jeopardy, but it's not. The academic team, or A-team, is an academic competition between the high schools of Manatee County that showcases their most talented students. Here with us today are some of the members of Southeast's very own A-team to share with us information about their amazing academic achievements. First, we are honored to sit with Ivelina, a senior who is in the running for the state academic competition to represent Southeast High School next to the best in the state. She looks forward to studying biochemistry, though she is undecided on her college. Next up, we have Jordan. This is Jordan's first year on the A-team, and he hopes to use some of the skills that he has learned a little later in life. Finally, we have Jeremy. Jeremy is a junior, and he has had a lot of success recently, which he hopes will carry on to his senior year, as it has been extremely helpful in exploring new subjects. Hello, everybody. Thank you for talking with me today on The Right Direction. It's a pleasure for having us.
So Ivelina, I mentioned a little bit about what academic team is. Would you like to share with me what you would describe it in your own words?
Well, it's basically a competition, like you said. It focuses on academic stuff. So for instance, it features every subject like history or the sciences, and it even features art and music. So it encompasses a wide range of students who are each talented in very specific categories, but it is a team competition because at the event you have a group and it's 4 people, so each person can bring like different knowledge to the table. And the competition is structured in 3 rounds. The first round is the 5-point, and that goes to the 10 to the 15. And the questions get progressively harder, so it's very important that you work with your team if you want to succeed.
Of course. Now, it seems like it's really based around the topics, like the most important part is knowing about each subject. Do you want to talk about more in detail about what each subject is, how you can showcase your strengths?
Yes. Well, the subjects are very important. When you're sitting at a table, you don't want to have four history experts, because each the questions are so varied. They almost do it random from each subject, and math is a very competitive subject, for example. So you need to stay on your game, be fast.
Sure.
It's complicated math, upwards of calculus level. History is all history, any history. And you have literature, which is a very difficult subject usually, but it's really good to have someone on your team who's good at literature, because sometimes, for example, in the 15-point round, they'll include literature that they'll encompass literature with sciences, for example. And with sciences, that's another hard one, because it could be biology, it could be chemistry, or it could be physics. It's not exactly one all the time.
Sure.
So I think that's all. They also have a foreign language subject.
Wow.
That that you choose between French, Spanish, and Latin, and you'll be able to. Even if you can translate it, sometimes it's difficult to answer because it'll be a history question in Spanish, for example.
Absolutely. Oh, wow, that's really cool. It seems like they're really trying to showcase strengths and weaknesses and how you can really be a better student altogether in general. So would you like to talk about, Jeremy, how you prepare for a competition, since it's so varied in the questions that they ask?
Oh yeah, no problem. Well, to start off, A-Team is a competition where you don't really need to study in the first place, because it's based on knowledge you already know.
Wow.
Based on, what you know from the varying subjects. But personally, what I did, when I made the team, I made flashcards for English, for art I started, for Spanish, and I just studied those because A-Team is so random in what questions they give you. So just having some sort of background knowledge on different types of literary works or different types of ways to say things in Spanish and whatnot, you can even tie it into other questions and do problem solving or make connections in your head. So those are some of the examples that I do.
Wow, I can imagine like stacks and stacks of flashcards on your desk. Like there's no way that you can have a flashcard for everything that they ask. That's insane. But I understand that we practice as a team here at school. Evelyn, do you want to talk about how we prepare at school for the academic team?
Well, at school, we basically run an event. So we break up into teams, and our Ms. Straight, she reads off the question, and we have buzzers, so we all practice buzzing in.
Very cool.
So, for instance, it could be a math question, and we start off in the 5-point round. So she'd read off the question, and then everyone would solve it, and then if you know the answer, or you think you do, you buzz in. And then you actually do keep track of your score. So if you gain points, you note that. And we also, I failed to mention this, but we have team questions, which are after the 5-point round and the 10-point and the 15. So it's basically a wide range of questions, and it lets all of your members work together, and it's another way for your team to get points.
Wow, very cool. So we're talking about these points and these competitions and these teams. Do you want to talk about like how the points are set up? Like how do you know which team actually wins at the end of the day?
Well, usually when a team has 200 points, they won. But, every team at a meet starts with 100 points. And so depending on the round, if it's a 5-point, a 10-point, or a 15-point round.
And that's based on the difficulty of the questions?
Exactly.
Okay.
And if you get a question right in that round, you get that many points towards your team score. But it's also possible when you get those wrong, they subtract it. It's not like you don't get 0 points. They subtract it from your score. So it's possible to be in the negatives. It's possible to be below 100. It's possible to be, yes. And also team questions also. The points from those, and they're varied points. Some of them can be 30 points total, and they go towards the total score at the end. And so when you're at a competition, they keep track of your score for you, and they tell you about your score. And also, there's the team score, And then there's also your individual score, like how many questions have you gotten right or wrong, and that's your own personal score. And that's why some people in the county rank higher than others. And the same thing with schools, because they total the amount of points for the school as well.
Absolutely. So these individual scores, I understand they're used to move on. How far can you go? What's this moving on thing? Does it go past the county?
Well, yes. Even though A-team is usually, it only occurs for the first semester of that year, if you were to place in the top 6 of the county,
okay.
Yes, you're able to advance on the state and compete there.
Wow, very cool. And then, Evelina, I know you have one of the highest point ranges on our team, so we are really rooting for you to keep going. But obviously, there's a high amount of competition. Do you guys want to talk about the competition within our county? Who do we compete against? What are some of the things?
The competition is insane. Yeah, almost all the schools are just as strong as we are, if not stronger. One in particular is St. Stephen's.
Yes.
They are almost undefeatable. They
are computers and
yes. Yes.
Infamous on the Southeast team.
Indeed, yes, and they
that's
are.
The 200-point people.
Yes.
Got it.
They are very. They're really good.
Well, you guys seem bright. I'm sure you can get 200 points.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine why somebody wouldn't want to join A-team. It sounds so great the way you guys talk about it. How would you go about joining the A-team, Evelina?
Well, basically at the end of the year, Miss Straight holds like a little practice, and it's basically, like I said, it's an event. So every sophomore and freshman can try out to be on the team. And so basically you should go through like a practice set of questions through all of the 5, 10, and 15-point rounds. And so you would buzz in and try to get as many points as possible. But if you do get it wrong, then it kind of ruins your chances. So if you're one of the people who is really good at that sort of task and you're really good under time, then you should consider joining the team.
Fantastic.
Well, additionally, a common misconception is that Miss Straight hands out slips to teachers, and then teachers get the student slips on who you think might want to try out for A-team or who might be good for A-team. But anyone who is a freshman or a sophomore can try out. You don't have to get a slip. You don't have to, you don't have to be an IB or whatever. You can try out. And another thing is that juniors and seniors cannot try out because they won't be on the team as long. So that's another thing with that. So yeah.
That's a very good point. Thank you guys very much. Thank you all for coming and talking with me. I had a great time today.
Yeah, thank you.
Don't make a move. There's more to learn right after this PSA.
Ow! 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 Get off me!
Okay. I'm sorry. Sorry.
That's all the time we have for today. We want to thank you for watching.
And we want to thank the members of FFA and A-Team for being here with us today.
We hope that you've enjoyed this program as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you.
And we hope that you'll join us next time that we show what's happening in and around Southeast High School.
If you would like to find out how to choice coming to Southeast and becoming a part of the SETV program,
or if you would like to become a business partner of SETV, simply visit our website at setv.news and drop our director an email.
Our website also has links to contact information and our latest broadcasts on YouTube. I'm Devon.
And I'm Chloe.
And remember that when you set your compass to Southeast, you're headed in
the right direction.